Hello YouTubes. I want to do a follow-up video to my monk build that I did previously. In this video I'll be showcasing some more fights. We're doing more of play-by-play commentary. So here we have some Plague Illusionist guys with Frozen. Try to find some space where you can safely fight them. Always try to go back to where you came from, because you know that there's no mobs there to add to the fight, like I initially went too far to the left. Dashing Strike lets us get away from the fire chains whenever we need to, and get away from the Frozen. Other than that, they're not too hard, I feel, so we can keep our distance, wait for a cooldown, back off, wait for a cooldowns when we need to, and take them out. Next we have some Plagued Vortex minions, Molten, that can be difficult at times. Want to find a doorway so you can safely tank them. And I find with Vortex mobs it's good to always hug the walls and try to break line of sight so that you don't get Vortex fly all the way over there, and then just tank them, get some damage in there, activate Serenity when you feel you need to, back off, keep hugging the wall, and take them down. So here we have some shielding and Molten mobs with Waller, make it hard for us to get out of the Molten. But fortunately we have Dashing Strike, so we can get some distance, get on the more normal mobs to heal a bit on them, wait for our cooldowns, use Serenity when it's up to get a lot of damage in and heal back up. Shielding makes it hard, obviously. Try to keep an eye on when they're shielded and when it goes down, but you can't always time it perfectly. These guys are quite fast, so they're not super easy to kite, but it's quite doable with this build, I find. Usually when you take down the first one or two ads on a rare pack like this, then that means the fight is basically over, right? Afterwards you can just clean up. Next up is a little trick that sometimes like to do. If you run with Turiel, you'll typically get these demonic tremors stuck in doorways, but they hit really hard, so you can't really safely tank them too well. But you kind of get in there to get in a hit, keep your sweeping wind up, and then quickly get out again, and wait for your Serenity to come off cooldown. Once it's up, obviously you just pop Serenity and you do 10 of damage, and you keep doing the dance. Here we have some oppressors, and I immediately start out making a big mistake. If you fight these guys, you want to, if you're kiting them, you definitely want to always zigzag, because otherwise they'll do their charge. They'll do their little crouch move like a rugby player, and then they'll charge you and hit you for a ton of damage. And I don't think you can actually dodge it, which seems strange, but whatever. So yeah, always never run away in a straight line from these guys, because you will die. And then I get in there to grab the shrine, but it's probably a mistake. But I managed to get out with Dashing Strike safely anyway, and kill them. So yeah, oppressors, they can be quite dangerous. Try to always break line of sight, or just never run in a straight line. So some more oppressors. Here you can see the guys in the back. They're ready to get to the charge, quickly take a step to break that off. Don't think they normally can charge through their allied mobs, but it's just an instinctive reaction basically. The Vortex with the fire chains normally is dangerous, but with Dashing Strike we just if you get vortexed in, just right click on any of them and you'll always pop out at the other side, which means that you'll always be fine. Um, Easy mob to take down with this build. As you can see, there's an oppressor at the top, and then just zigzagging because I don't want to eat a charge. Just breaking line of sight, hiding behind the pillar and waiting for it to get close so I can take it out first. And then try to find some space away from the arcane trap and all the molten on the ground to just get in some damage. Just be patient with these guys, because like dancing on arcane traps and molten, you die really quickly. But if you just look for an opening, they're actually easy to take down. They don't do that much damage with their attacks. I mean, their attacks, they lowers your armor by 50%, so be careful. You'll take a lot more damage than you normally do. And it's with arcane always. Just try to wait until they put down the arcane traps and then fight them somewhere else. Always guide them to a place that you know that you've cleared before. I popped Serenity, trying to take it down, but I didn't activate Tripping Wind even though I had Spirit too, so I have to back off. But that's fine, just dash out of there and wait for another opening. There's no reason to don't tunnel vision. Either taking it down and then suiciding at the same time. I have a horde of oppressors with arcane traps, which normally is quite tricky. Same thing as before, always try to break line of sight, hiding behind one of their guys behind the pillars. I don't think they can actually charge through the wall, or so yeah, do a Scooby-Doo around the pillars, so you just don't want to get eat a charge. You can't dodge it, then you're taking so much damage during this fight anyway that eating a charge will get you killed. Almost died to the arcane trap there due to not timing that correctly, but a little lucky I suppose. Managed to heal back up. Pop Surrounding, get some big damage in there. Always keep an eye on whenever it's about to run out. Zigzag your way out of there. Remember, don't run out in a straight line or you will get charged and you will die. Then I think something weird happens and I get charged there anyway. I think it kinda glitched out, or I'm not sure how I could have avoided that, because it basically instantly did its crouch plus charge move. I guess sometimes it happens, but that's usually you can avoid it by just trying to break line of sight always. It's a tricky pack, but with a little luck and just a little confidence in the build, can safely take him down. They'll probably drop Trap Loot though. Have you ever noticed that the hardest packs in the game never drop anything, and then the really easy ones will drop you epics? Now I have a little guiding video showing some more little legionnaires. In this case, just try to clear out trash mobs a bit to give you some room. Always kite back to where you came from, because apart from some corrupted angels apparently I missed. You know it's safe. You won't run into a pack of double champions, because what can be fun to fight double packs, it usually isn't good for your health. These guys not too experienced with fighting. They seem to hit quite hard, but they're slow, and slow mobs are usually easy because you can always just back off and wait for your cooldowns. And yeah, it's an easy pack. Just as long as you fight them where you know it's safe. And lastly, some corrupted angels tend to be really annoying because they have that big long charge that does a weird knockback, and then these have molten and shielding, which is always an annoying combo, because once they pop shield you can't heal all of them and the molten kills you quickly. Again, here the normal mobs that are around, as long as they're the type they don't interrupt you or deal a ton of damage. It's cool because you can always dash to them and heal on them. Again, just try to break line of sight so you don't get chain charged by them. Don't want to go too far to the right here, I suppose. Bit of a mistake, I feel, because I will aggro more guys. I try to normally keep Serenity up, but once you do get stuck in the middle, just pop Serenity and then take the opportunity to just get in a lot of damage. But don't try to just jump in and pop all your cooldowns and then die after. Try to just do a controlled fight, and then when something goes wrong, then you pop Serenity and just take that as your cue to get in some damage. It's a lot safer that way. I'd rather spend a little more time on a fight than dying and having to run all the way back, and then they heal back to full, and well, you know how it goes. So I guess that shows most of the things you can do in Diablo. I think the build is flexible, and you can safely take down anything that the game throws at you, provided you have the gear. But honestly, you don't need amazing gear to do this, especially the DPS. You can just build tanky, get 700 all resist, get 5k armor, get 1000 life on hit, and you can kill anything in the game with a monk and using this build. And any more DPS that you have is only going to make it easier. If you guys need to see any other mods that you have trouble with taking down, then I can maybe see if I can find them and record a video. But I feel this is very adequate. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe and do all that, because otherwise I'll hate your guts, and you wouldn't want that.